Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Attacke.
What amazing battles going on.
Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness.
Da wird's eng. Wow, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move.
Das ist Rennsport at its best.
Clear to go. It's morning at the Nürburgring. The one-cylinder diesel engine with 12 HP hits a brisk speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Back from summer break, and it's off to the Eifel Hills in a tractor. After all, it's all about vehicles. Wasn't much of a summer break for me. I did a lot of sports, sat in the simulator a lot. It is the best tool to prepare for the races. For the hot races following the summer break.
Summer break is depending to who. For us, the Super Cup drivers, it was not. We didn't really have a break.
It's been a full program the last few weeks, but now I'm happy to be back here in Germany and be able to fully attack again. Full attack on the Nürburgring. I didn't get to drive or test, so I'm delighted to be back here at the Nürburgring in the best weather. On the 3.629 kilometer short circuit.
It's a bit of a Mickey Mouse track now. We used to call it in karting when it's always slow corners and long turns. So yeah, that's the name Mickey Mouse.
Overtaking? Not so easy. The best passing opportunities are in turn 1 and towards the chicane. It will be very exciting because of the weather. I'm looking forward to rain. One way or another in the Eifel. You need a lot of confidence in the car and all the long corners to carry the speed. You can gain and lose a lot of time in the chicane. It's a battle for every millisecond.
This track is very special because this is the temple of the GT cars, in my opinion.
It's a highlight on the race calendar in the shadows of the time-honored castle, the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland at the Nürburgring. 8 races have already taken place this season. 8 exciting 30-minute races, and one man comes to the Nürburgring as the leader in the championship. Larry ten Voorde, the Dutchman, starts the second half of the season with a 22-point lead over Harry King. Theo Overhaus in third place has 101 points from the summer break, 52 less than the 3-time champion. Points are important, but anyone who knows me as a racer knows I always want to win, and so does my team. So we have to keep working hard. The competition is also very hard working. The competition is also vying for the crown, and also wants to keep track of the score. Harry King and Theo Overhaus both still have a good shot at winning the title. Racing against Larry ten Voorde and Harry King in a championship is definitely something special. They are 2 very good, experienced drivers. This is only my 2nd year. I'm proud to be able to keep up with them. I hope that I can also keep up with them in the second part of the season. A round of Jenga in the Porsche paddock.
Yeah, it's a bit of competitive fun away from, in between the white lines of the racetrack. Something we wouldn't really normally do outside during the paddock, but I'm excited to head into this final chapter of the championship. Still 8 races to go, so lots of opportunity, lots of points to be scored.
There are still lots of points to be distributed, and the opponents of the reigning champion are eager to grab them. These are good guys fighting for their own careers, just like everyone here in the series. I respect that, and I'll do everything I can. The 3-time champion is not letting up, and the young talent remains realistic. They get into the car and the margin for error is actually 0. They always do their job, they're always fast, there are no major fluctuations, and that is how you can win the championship in the end. Who has the necessary concentration and who messes up? I used to play Jenga as a child, always enjoyed it. It always ends up very wobbly.
Yeah, I wouldn't class myself as a competitive Jenga athlete, but yeah, it's similar to motorsport. You've got to be calculated, you've got to be smart with your decisions, and it shows that, one wrong decision can lead to a big mistake, and yeah, the consequences and the rewards are equally the same in motorsport.
We just played Jenga together. I actually lost, but it was definitely the win. Yeah, it was fun with the boys. The wind! Time to take a look at the rookie classification, the category for new young drivers in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Cass Havercourt leads here with 148 points. ahead of Robert de Haan and Flint Schuring. Here too, the championship is far from decided.
Yeah, the competition is very high. We're all very young and very ambitious, and it's also very close. If you look at the races, there's always a battle in between rookies, and it's a race within the race as well.
It's been not too bad. We climbed up the steps a bit more, so we'll keep fighting and definitely keep fighting for the championship.
And the leader, also a Dutchman, Cas Havercourt.
Together with me and Robert, it will be a close fight. I mean, we're all the time up there, so it will be a nice fight.
A battle for the title to see who will be the rookie champion in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. And then there's the ProAm's classification. Søren Spreng is sitting at the front here thanks to his victory at the last race in Hungary. The whole championship has now become super exciting. Super exciting because it's super close.
We look forward to take more win in the future, and inshallah we take fight in championship in the ProAm.
Where he currently stands in first place. The gap to Ahmed is exactly the same as before. I now hope that I can drive a flawless second half and then bring the title home again. The title in the ProAm classification. The separate category for the older guys, for the gentleman drivers. The Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland entering the second half of the season, beginning with the qualifying at the Nürburgring. There's nothing to say, out, fire at will. Yeah, same as always. No, faster. Some insights from the Proton Huber competition team as we watch their qualifying session. Alexander Tauscher, the driver, 22 years young with start number 13. And then, best time and pole position. I didn't expect it at all. I get out of the car and see all the faces. I thought, okay, what happened? Tears of joy. He's had bad luck so far this year and taken a lot of hits. Now we're working together for the first time. To come in third and take pole position is, of course, sensational. The first pole position for the young Bavarian. To be honest, the way we work reminds me of the good old karting days. It's all a bit more relaxed, less data-based, and more practical. It seems to be going well. Third place for the race on Saturday. Teammate Larry 1040 is on pole. Alexander Tauscher 2 places behind. Their collective team focused to a T.
Four red lights on, 4 red lights off. The second half of the season is go! It's a great start from Robert de Haan, beating pole sitter Larry 1040. Alex Tauscher and Harry King are running side by side. Flint Schuring is in there as well as Huub van Eindhoven. That's Janis Stierk running deep into turn 1 and the rest of the field streaming around turn 2. Now Larry 1040 trying to come back at Robert de Haan. He goes wide out of turn 2 in towards turn 3. The two cars running side by side. Finally 1040 drops in front.
Robert had a slightly better start, but then I think I showed what you can do. I lost the start, but got first place back. That was hard work. It was good.
Sebastian Freimuth and Theo Overhaus going door to door as well. Theo's mirror getting collected. Søren Spreng has taken a big hit too.
The start was very hectic. I had a collision right in turn 2. Got squeezed between 2 cars and lost quite a lot there. I was able to fight my way forward a bit. All in all, a good result.
Into turn 1, that's Flint Schuring, Huub van Eindhoven, then 7th place Marvin Clan, but Ariel Levy sees a gap up the inside. That's the only invitation he needs to come sweeping through, but now Theo Overhaus also wants to challenge Marvin Clan. This is a great battle for position, but at the front of that pack, the Israeli Ariel Levy starts to open up a gap.
We have a top 3 pace. I think today in the race we also showed it. I think I was only 1 or 2 tenths from the P1 or from the best lap.
At the front, Larry 1040 continues to stretch his lead, being really careful not to make any mistakes whatsoever. But a mistake is exactly what comes to Alex Tauscher, losing control into turn 1. The German driver goes straight on into the turn 1 gravel trap.
Once the tire is 100% stuck, you can only watch as it goes straight. I couldn't do anything, unfortunately.
The driver sits in the car, stunned, wondering about what might have been. In the pits, team boss Christoph Huber also wondering what on earth went wrong. The yellow flags are flying while the stricken car is removed, but now we are back to racing. And suddenly, Robert de Haan is challenging for the lead. A gap on the inside of Larry Tenforder. Tenforder moves to the right to try and block him off, but it's too late. Robert de Haan squeezes through. Now Larry Tenforder coming back on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. The white, black and blue car of de Haan has the quicker inside line. Now Larry Tenforder ducks to the inside. De Haan locks up a brake. 2 wheels onto the grass. That allows Larry Tenforder to close in, but still Robert de Haan holds on. While 2 people argue in first and second, the third place benefits. Harry King closing in. The leaders bouncing off each other. Also Huub van Eindhoven in there as well as Flint Schuring. What a battle for the lead. Suddenly Harry King sweeps through on the inside of turn 1. Tenforder and de Haan still fighting over that second place. That's Huub van Eindhoven going spinning in the background. Robert de Haan working hard to keep the car pointing in the right direction. That allows Flint Schuring to come sailing through.
Cars came close to each other, we started racing. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, what made me lose 3 positions actually. Dropped back to P4, but then in the last lap I still managed to get my podium position back.
The young Dutchman had to fight very hard for this. 2 drivers are harassing him. Flint Schuring is now coming under pressure from Theo Overhaus. Overhaus through on the very last lap.
That was a very chaotic race. I was able to weave my way through all the accidents with some tricky driving. P4 is a very good result for what I delivered in qualifying.
In the end, it's a top step of the podium for Harry King. The Brit wins the 9th race of the season. Team boss Jan Kasperlik is very happy. There's also a fair amount of celebration in the cockpit.
A fight ahead, managed like a close up, and I picked my opportunity at just the right time. Managed to take the win, so I'm pretty happy with the result.
Harry King!
It's the 3rd win of the season for the Brit. He secures further important points towards the championship. Soren Spreng wins again in the Pro-Ams. Michael Esman takes 2nd place with Kai Pfister in P3. And with the rookies, things look like this. In 3rd place, Colin Jamie Bönighausen. Ahead of him are Flint Schuring and Robert de Haan. The next step is to get to the front in the Carrera Cup, where everything is the same. A bit of luck is always involved. The next step now is to consistently finish in the top 10 in qualifying. Colin Jamie Bönighausen, 19 years young driver from the Porsche talent pool. He's at the start of his career and has clear goals. The Nürburgring is his favorite track, and he has big plans for it. My goal is to drive in the long distance, to drive all the big races, such as the Nürburgring 24 hours, or to get to Le Mans. The 24-hour race here in the GT3 would be very cool. He's already very cool, driving in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Promoted and supported by his father Klaus, who accompanies him to the races and on his way to the top. First point of contact and important advisor. He organizes everything. He looks for sponsors for me. He does everything for me. I do my training in his company and he helps me. He gives me time off when I have to go to a race weekend. I'm extremely proud of what he's achieved so far and what we've achieved as a team. I think we're a good father and son team, and that's awesome. It's also awesome what Father Klaus has already actively experienced in terms of speed and motorsport on the water. I drove a motorboat for 20 years. Formula 1 racing is completely different. I tried to put him in it once. He was in 3rd place in the first race, but then he fell into the water once at 100 kilometers per hour and said to himself, "That's not my thing." They both love the speed. It's the element that sets them apart. That was one of my first steps in motorsport. I started karting a year earlier and then I was old enough to race on water. I did it for a while, but then to prevent injuries, preferred not to. Today, in a fast Porsche. Back then, on the water. It's quite different because you don't have brakes. You just have the engine in the back, giving you thrust. You steer the thing by shifting your weight. It's a thrill in itself. Today, he finds thrills in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Father Klaus, even more so. I have my watch on and my pulse always shows 184 at the start. I'm not worried about anything happening to him. I just want it to go well for him. Being at the front of the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup is always a good indication. Rookie top 3 is possible for me, also in terms of speed. I just want to finish in the top 10 in the second half of the season and then really go after it next year. Colin Jamie Bönighausen, certainly a name to remember. The Friday before the race weekend in Moosepath. The weekend begins for 41 trainees from various Porsche centers. 2 days of motorsport, 2 days at the Nürburgring. We're the lucky winners of the Porsche Apprentice Challenge. We won with our project. We've done some great things and are delighted to be here. Here at Manthey Racing, the trainees from the workshop and the commercial department are first given a bit of the theoretical. Topic, Porsche and motorsport. The apprentices are our next generation, the specialists of the future. We want to give the Porsche centers a bit of support and bind the trainees a little closer to the Porsche brand and give them heart and soul, the fascination of Porsche. That's why we have the Trainee Challenge. The fascination of fantastic vehicles. Insights into the workshop at Manthey Racing at the start of the Porsche Apprentice Challenge Motorsport Weekend. I don't know exactly what's coming. I've heard a bit about technology, a bit of theory. I think even the theoretical part will really pick us up. We're totally up for it. And they're really keen to get into the car and do it yourself. Porsche is a legend, but for me it's racing, German engineering, and of course emotions. I'm honestly a bit excited right now. It's just so cool to be here, I'll never forget it. The highlight? The setup runs in the Mühlenbachschleife. As a co-driver in the fast racing Porsche. Love the racing cars, everything's loud, great atmosphere. Experiencing high speeds like this is a great feeling. No words, just really cool. Saturday was also really cool, when the Porsche apprentices are allowed to watch the actual race. What makes Porsche different is the people. We wanted to start with the very youngest, the apprentices at the Porsche centers. Here in the background, they're getting a briefing from Team 75 on how a racing team works. A look behind the scenes, being up close and personal on a weekend in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Lots of beaming faces. I could definitely see myself working as a race mechanic. That would definitely be a lot of fun. Up close and personal, the Fast One Makeup. We visited the paddock and saw various vehicles. We also had workshops where we got a look behind the scenes, which was really cool. Many of us hadn't seen anything like this before. I have to say, I'm much more interested in motorsport after this weekend than I was before. It definitely gave me a bit of motivation. Now the Trainee Pit Stop Challenge is on. The young trainees can now show how fast they are. Changing tires on a racing car and in the rain. Difficult conditions for the Porsche apprentices. In the end, the team with the most focus wins. We simply approached the task calmly and didn't try to hurry and rush too much. And as a result, we actually had a flawless attempt. The winners of the Pit Stop Challenge. Whether it was at the Pit Stop Challenge or at the workshop, crawling under a race car like this to take a look at the engine and gearbox. I think the trainees had a really great weekend. They'll go back to the Porsche centers charged with a lot of emotion to work with their colleagues again. A successful campaign. A successful weekend at the Nürburgring for the 41 apprentices taking part in the Porsche Apprentice Challenge. In the end, they're all winners.
Ich bin jetzt fertig mit der Ausbildung
I'm now finished with my apprenticeship, and it was a really nice way to end it all. Everyone is really cool, everyone is kind, and that's what makes the whole thing so nice. Taking home wonderful experiences and gaining unforgettable impressions. I had a rough idea of how it would go, but it's really crazy that there's so much planning involved. You have to think about everything. 41 apprentices, the specialists of tomorrow. A very special experience with more to come next year. At the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
Auf der Abus in Berlin geht der Porsche Carrera Cup ins dritte Rennen der Saison.
Founded in 1990. Over 1.5 million racing kilometers to date on 40 racetracks in 12 countries. And here's a few more stats. More than 100 racing drivers have become racing professionals in the fast German one-make cup. More than 30 of them went to Porsche as works drivers. Professionals, amateurs, and young drivers race under the same technical conditions with equality of opportunity right from the start. Now the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland is celebrating a very special anniversary. The Porsche Carrera Cup, or this year Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland, is the oldest one-make cup in the world. It's the 400th race today. We've produced an incredible number of works drivers from the Carrera Cup. This is surely the benchmark among the one-make cups, certainly in Europe. We are incredibly proud of that. Anyone who is fast in the Carrera Cup, or in a Porsche 911 for that matter, can sit in any car in the world and be fast. We have great racing. We don't have BOP. There's no whining here. Get up, get better. Don't look for excuses. Just work hard. Working hard. These days, many young drivers, very young drivers at age 17 or 18, use this series as a springboard for their careers. The best-selling racing car in the world, and a fast, fantastic, and internationally successful motorsports series. The Carrera Cup is very attractive for young drivers worldwide, also because everyone gets the same basic car. Some of the starting fields have 30 cars, and there are a lot of well-trained teams. The Fast One-Make Cup is a training ground for the racing drivers of tomorrow. Back then, it was 260. Today, it's 510 horsepower. It's simply the coolest car. And they're gearing up to start again. Who will win this time? Take home the winner's trophy at the 400th race in the Fast One-Make Cup. Just a little reminder, Alexander Tauscher starts from pole this time. He has delivered flawlessly over the last few days. Yesterday, he drove the fastest lap in the race and then made a mistake. That even happens to Formula One drivers.
Now, all eyes are on you, Alex Tauscher. Eyes to the light, we are go! What a great start from Alex Tauscher, moving across to block Robert de Haan. This is the critical bit in towards turn one. De Haan on the outside. Alex Tauscher taking him deep into the corner, but he holds on to the lead. In the background, Larry Tenford has found a route past Robert de Haan, but in the pit lane, Proton Huber Competition are celebrating their cars in first and second. Now to hold on for the next 30 minutes plus one lap. At the back of the pack, several cars collide. Sören Spreng is once again in the wars.
The way I saw it, I was on the inside of turn 2, and then Horst Felix pulled over for whatever reason and caught me there and cut me off. I don't know if he tried to avoid someone. I couldn't see that. In any case, he swerved very aggressively.
The leader is unfazed by all the stress. At least that's how it seems. Alex Tauscher is just confidently getting on with the job, but a bit of a moment into turn 5 gives the team a scary few seconds.
I had it easily. On the 6th lap at the starting line, I thought, you're not looking at the monitor anymore, not looking anywhere, not in the rearview mirror anymore. You're just going to drive corner after corner, and then it'll be over.
But then, it's done. The checkered flag waves and all emotions break loose. Alex Tauscher is the winner of the 400th anniversary race in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany.
I feel like I could uproot trees now. It's madness. S11 fully realized it. The jubilation after the big win is huge, in the team as well as in the family.
Also ich war im ersten Moment sprachlos.
I was speechless at first. Relief. A weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I was incredibly happy.
Für mich ist ein Traum in Erfüllung.
A dream's come true for me. Finally, the kid has been able to show what he can do.
Konnte, was kann.
Alex Tauscher!
With his first victory in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. The anniversary race goes to the 22-year-old Bavarian who moves up into 6th place in the championship. Victorious in the ProAms? To be at the top with the win, I'm incredibly happy. Here's a peek at the championship standings in the Pro-Am classification. Sören Spreng leads ahead of Michael Esman, followed by Ahmed Al-Shihab. Robert de Haan wins in the rookie category ahead of Flint Schuring and Colin Jamie Bönighausen. For the rookie championship, de Haan is currently leading, followed by Cas Havercourt and Flint Schuring.
For Sachsenring, we will be fully focused and we'll be aiming for that top step again.
It all starts up again in 3 weeks' time when the Fast One Make Cup gears up for races 11 and 12. The battle for points in the championship continues at the Sachsenring. It remains incredibly exciting in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.